American corporations have grown beyond too big to fail. They have become too big to fathom, and it is the result of Reagan's lie that private business is more efficient than his boogeyman big government. Some of these companies now rival the size of governments, but lack the responsibility required to be a government. Hi, I'm Matt, they, them, and I'm attempting to represent the 2nd District of Massachusetts in Congress as an independent. I'd like to talk about one of my key voting principles, retire Reaganomics and the debt ceiling. To begin, I will be fair to Reagan. Everything I'm about to say would have been harder to see back then while globalization was still developing and his administration was just beginning deregulation. With hindsight, you can see the issue is not whether it is a government or a private business. The issue is size and horizontal growth. I'm not referring to horizontal and vertical integration. I'm talking about structure. The government is like a mall. It needs to be thinking about every single citizen in multiple ways. The post office, veterans affairs, workplace safety, air traffic controllers, a food court, the list goes on and on. This creates a horizontal structure. In 1980, companies like AT&T just thought about landline phones and antitrust law, not HBO or satellite dishes. Most companies back then focused on their things. They were just a single shop within the mall. Then deregulation happened, allowing mergers and acquisitions to concentrate ownership into fewer and fewer hands. The conglomerates began to buy up all the other stores in the mall. They grew horizontally, like the government, but they didn't do it to try and create a social safety net or to make sure roads were paved. They did it for an edge, or to make shareholders feel like the company was relentlessly and tirelessly growing. The result is that the biggest corporations are now just as much of a mess as Reagan's boogeyman, big government. The common phrase, "that could have been an email," is a symptom of how inefficient the too big to fathom system actually is. And just how big is it? Walmart employs 1.6 million people in the United States. 11 states have fewer than 1.6 million citizens. Earlier this year, Amazon laid off 16,000 people. That was the equivalent to laying off the population of East Hampton, Massachusetts. And that was the second round, not long before they laid off 14,000 people, or the population of Millbury, Mass. I'm comparing to the population of towns, while Wall Street was talking about how it was just under 2% of Amazon's workforce, a blip, as they right-size or anticipate market fluctuation, or whatever other term they want to use to disguise their lack of respect or care for their workers, because their workers are numbers on a spreadsheet, not actual people that they have to care about like a government does. It's laughable that these CEOs complain about work from home like they ever see a percentage of their employees. Speaking of CEOs, did you know in 1978 the average CEO was compensated 30 times higher than their average employee? Today, that number is 280 times. That means if you make $50,000 a year, in 1978, your CEO would have made $1.5 million, but that has risen to $14 million a year. Does your CEO really deserve $13,950,000 more a year when it's your work that helps keep the business running? Plus, a lot of those are stocks, which will continue to grow. During the pandemic, the wealthiest 1% of households in the US saw their wealth increase by 35%, while the bottom 50% saw their wealth decrease by 4%. The system is broken. Reaganomics is a proven failure for people like you and me. Perhaps we need a maximum wage that limits CEO compensation to 30 times their average employee's compensation, a return to 1978. But that would be getting too crazy, right? We have spent too long focused on maximizing quarterly profits while our local communities were drained and our local businesses died out to globalization and corporatization. We need to stop worrying about what CEOs think and start protecting our citizens by breaking down the too big to fathom system.